The views expressed are solely those of the speaker and not necessarily those of Paltalk.com, AVM software, or its advertisers.
News Talk is online. News Talk Online is a production of Paltalk.com, the largest multimedia interactive program on the internet, with more than 4 million unique users on demand on iTunes and on YouTube, and on my blog, GaryBaumgarten.com, where you are encouraged to post your comments, whether you agree with me or not. And boy, oh boy, have the comments been flying today about putting lipstick on a pig. I said it was lipstick on a fox. Get it? And thanks to our good friends at CRN Digital Talk Radio. We're syndicated across the United States into 12 million additional households. I am your host, Gary Baumgarten. We are live today from Washington, D.C., just a stone's throw from the U.S. Capitol at the Fair Congressional Task Force Hold Their Feet to the Fire event. You can hear the noise and excitement around me. The reason is that there are 50 radio talk show hosts here to discuss the issue and raise the issue of illegal immigration in the United States. And Lou Dobbs is here as well to broadcast his show from on CNN. As you know, Lou Dobbs has been in the forefront of this issue. He's made it a cause celeb on his program. You know, we could have had a number of members of Congress on with us, different advocates from various immigration organizations on with us today, but we decided that the two guests that we wanted were the two available individuals who are most impacted by this issue of illegal immigration. Our second guest in about a half an hour is the mother of a 17-year-old boy, a high school football player who was murdered, allegedly by an illegal immigrant in Los Angeles. And our first guest, and I'm so pleased to have you here with us, Monica, is Monica Ramos. She is the wife of one of two U.S. Border Patrol agents imprisoned for the wounding of an escaping drug smuggler. We're going to have to use push-to-talk. We're going to have to use push-to-talk. So it's going to loop. Okay, there we go. So, Monica, thank you, and welcome to News Talk Online on Paltalk.com.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Well, we appreciate you being here. A lot of people have heard the story of your husband, Ignacio, and his partner, Jose Alonso Compian. Did I pronounce it right? Compian. Mm-hmm. Sorry about that. But tell us what happened, that they were on patrol and they came across this drug smuggler who happened to be illegal, and the guy fled from them.
Yes, actually what had occurred was Mr. Compian was on the levee at the time over on the Rio Grande, and he had observed a van being loaded up with bundles of marijuana, and it was the mules that he first noticed were crossing back into Mexico after loading up the van. He kept a good contact on this van, followed it, dispatched other agents, let him know the route that this van was taking into town. My husband at the time happened to be at the Border Patrol station on his lunch break. And while he was on his lunch break, he heard the call out from Mr. Compian and realized that his agent needed some backup. So my husband got in his vehicle, intercepted him as to where the van was driving. My husband waited in another area knowing that that was the only way he would come through, and intercepted the whole pursuit. At this time, there was two other agents following him. My husband ended up getting right behind the vehicle. Everybody had their lights on. The guy was not letting up. He continued to put the Border Patrol on quite a bit of a chase. I think it was like an 11-mile chase. And it wasn't until he realized he wasn't going to go anywhere, he decided to turn around, go back south, and head towards Mexico. At that time, he ditched the van in a sewage drainage. It was a little ditch. And he decided to get out of the vehicle, try and flee back into Mexico. At this time, Mr. Compian's waiting on the other side of this ditch, knowing that, okay, he's going to get him. There's no other way this guy can run. Well, that wasn't so. The drug dealer actually made his way around. At this time, my husband's coming in, getting in by the ditch, and he's going after the drug dealer. When he sees that this drug dealer has gotten around Mr. Compian and Mr. Compian heads running right after him, it's then that my husband goes into the ditch to go and assist his agent, Mr. Compian. And at this time, while my husband's in this ditch, which I may add, this ditch is a sewage ditch, of course. It's an 11-foot deep sewage ditch. While he's in the bottom of the canal or that ditch, he hears an exchange of gunshots. Does not know where they're coming from. He knows that they're coming over from the area that Mr. Compian's at. But he doesn't know who's shooting. He doesn't know what's happening. So he comes up to go and assist Mr. Compian. As soon as he gets over this 11-foot ditch, he comes to see that Mr. Compian's on the ground. At this time, he's observing that the drug dealer is running towards Mexico. So he pulls out his weapon, and the drug dealer turns around to my husband and points what my husband believed to have been a gun at that time. That's what my husband saw. And he points it at my husband. My husband doesn't take a second thought. He shoots. At this time, the drug dealer keeps running. My husband never knew he had shot him, nothing until 3 weeks later when we get a knock at our door that my husband's being investigated for attempted murder. It was at this time that we didn't know what was going on. We just knew that we had to obtain an attorney and take it from there. And since then, it's been a legal battle. Shortly after my husband was arrested, he went through his first initial hearing after being on house arrest for, I guess he was in jail for about a week first, and then the government asked that he be let out on bond, but that it would be a $35,000 bond, and that he also be placed on house arrest because he was a flight risk. Where they thought he was going to flee to was beyond me. I mean, Mexico's the only other country next to us, but they put him on house arrest. He remained on house arrest for 8 months. Then in October of 2006, he was finally